הגוי בצורך להניח בראש העצם הסמוך לכובדוי, אבל לא בחצי העצם שסמוך לשכי. You have to put the tefillin on the height of the bone towards the elbow, but not to the half of the bone towards the armpit. The Rama over here is telling us that not the entire kiboiris is kosher for tefillin, only half. And the makor from this is the Hagoos Hasmak, the Hagoos of Rabbeinu Peretz, the Sefer Mitzvahs Kotzer. The Sefer Mitzvahs Kotzer says the whole kiboiris is kosher, and the Hagoos Hasmak brings down a chumra from the Geoinim, Shimush Rabo, Rav Sar Shulam Gaon. Not the entire kiboiris is kosher for tefillin, only Plag Zeroya, which means half falls out. And the reason for that says in Oilas Tomit, because we need Neged Halev. And as we say, Rab Chia v'Rab Ocho Brei Rab Abio have a mechavin umonach leile hadei libei. The word mechavin, the tefillin should be perfectly to the heart, and the heart sees only half of the zroya. So any part of the kiboiris which is not in that half, which sees the heart when the hand is in down position, will not be neged halev, and according to the Shimush Rabo, is possible, and that's the psak from the Hagos Asmak from Rabbeinu Peretz, le hachmir, and the Ramo and the Mechaber later, and Siv Zayin takes on the psak of the Rabbeinu Peretz to be machmir, not to put tefillin in the entire kiboiris. The only thing which is not clear, how does Rabbeinu Peretz know that when Shimush Rabo says Plag Zroya means the half which is towards the elbow, and not the half which is towards the base Hashechi. In some Rishonim, the Girsa from Shimush Rabo is Plag Zroya at Ho'atzil, the center of the Zroya until the place called Atzil. With this, we can understand why Rabbeinu Peretz is clearly stating that the Mokom Anochos Tefillin is from the center of the arm until the elbow mamish. That's the Loshem von Ramo. Berosh ho'etzem hasomoch lekovdo. Rosh ho'etzem means over here the edge of the bone. The only problem is, and we can see in the Rambam when he says the Mokom Anochos Tefillin is bebosor hatoifeach shebemarpek, in the bosor which blows up on the marpek. What is the marpek? According to Rabbeinu Tom and Rabbeinu Peretz, the marpek is the elbow. So very simple. They all hold that the Mokom Anochos Tefillin is at the elbow, from the center of the arm until the elbow. The problem is that there is no bosor tafuach on the elbow. And in Bedek Habayis, from the Beis Yosef, ein lismoich al ze lehachshir lehoniach boi tefillin bechol chetzi hazroya. You can't be matir all the way till the elbow. Ki im b'mokom hatofuach ukeloshon Rambam, has to be on the place that the bosor becomes blown up, and there's a loshon from the Rambam. Berabbeinu Tur ukeloshon hagemoro zu kiboires. That's the loshon from Beis Yosef in Bedek Habayis. So the Beis Yosef in Bedek Habayis and the Shulchan Aruch and the Ramo clash, and the Beis Yosef himself finds that the Hagos Asmak from Rabbeinu Peretz is not only a chumra, but also a kulo, because Rabbeinu Peretz is matir until the elbow, and the Gemara says only kiboides. So the Bedek Habayis is machmir, like Rabbeinu Peretz, to chop off half of the zroya and chop off the chelik of the etzem, which is under the kiboides until the elbow, making the place very narrow. Also, the psak from the Bedek Habayis is not the same psak of the Shulchan Aruch Siv Zayin. Siv Zayin says from the center until the elbow is kosher for tefillin. The Ma'amar Mordechai wants to say that the Shulchan Aruch was choizer what he wrote on Bedek Habayis and is matir until the elbow. But in Sefer Vayoshev Hayom says the opposite. The Bedek Habayis he wrote after he wrote the Shulchan Aruch, and in Bedek Habayis he was choizer of what he had already printed in Shulchan Aruch. And the Beis Yosef is actually machmir al sofik d'oraisa, not to wear tefillin in the half which is not neged alev, and any place which is not bosor tafuach. The second problem is that the heart, like Toisve says, is from the Chose and Lemailo, from the Shodayim and higher. And the Chose is from the center of the arm until the base Hashechi. Another problem is, when the Geoinim said, Plag Zroya at Ho Atzil, who says that Atzil means like Toisves, the elbow? Maybe Atzil means like Rashi says, the base Hashechi. And over there is Bosor Tafuach also. Mashe'enken, if you say, Atzil means the elbow, there is no boser tafuach in the elbow, like the Sefer Bedek Habayis himself writes. Be'emes, the Shitas HaRambam is also like Rashi. Atzil means the Beis HaShechi. And this Rambam is in Pirush HaMishnayos and Masechta Tomit. Perek Gimel Mishneh Vov, Amas HaShechi means the Atzil. You see, the Rambam says clearly the Atzil and the Shechi is the same place. That's the way the Riv learns, Rabbeinu Hananel. So when the Rambam says Boser HaToifeach Shebemarpek, it doesn't mean marpek, the bone that the Rambam calls it marpek, like the Beis Yosef wants to say. But marpek means the Beis HaShechi, like he himself says all over. The Vilna Gaon is not masking with the psak of the Ramo and the Mechaber and Rabbeinu Peretz to passel the upper half of the etzem, and he says the kiboires, the entire kiboires is kosher for tefillin. And that's the das from Roiv Rishonim. And that's the psak from the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. But be'emes, the chumra from Shimush Rabo should be lechoiro, that only from the center of the arm until the Beis HaShechi should be kosher for tefillin. Because that is the mokum which is mechuvan keneged alev mamish when the hand is hanging down. There's another question that everyone asks and nobody seems to come with a clear answer. How come nobody speaks about how do we measure the kiboides when the hand is stretched out and comes pretty close to the elbow, or when the hand is bent and contracts away from the elbow? It's a big nafkimina lalocho. But according to what we just said, that the mokum anochos tefillin is not from the center until the base of the bicep in full contraction, but from the center until the armpit, which there is also boser tafuach when the hand is contracted. There's no reason why to explain how do we hold the hand. Rabbeinu Hananel, which is the Kabbalas Hageoinim, in Masechta Eruvin, beginning of Perek HaMoitze Tefillin, says clearly the mokum hatfillin is beboser hatoifeach shebe beis hashechi. And the Hagos on Rabbeinu Hananel say clearly that this shita is definitely against the Perush of the Shulchan Aruch on the Shimush Rabo, against the pshat of Rabbeinu Peretz and Shimush Rabo. According to this, it's very clear why the Gemara says Al Yotcho zu goiva shebeyad, the high part of the yad. If the upper half is possible, the Gemara should have said meferesh, not the upper half of the yad. But according to the Shimush Rabo, up to the center of the yad is considered goiva shebeyad. The Ramo in his Sefer Darkei Moshe Ha'oruch also explains that the mokom anochos tefillin is bechelek horishon shel ho'etzem, not the way it says in our Shulchan Aruch, berosh ho'etzem asomoch lekovdo. Not only that, but the Mishneh Berurah says that nobody holds that they can put tefillin from the kiboides until the elbow against the Ramo himself. Besides one, that's the levush that the Mishneh Berurah does not bring. And we know that the levush is the Talmud of the Ramo. He says explicitly that you can put on tefillin from the center until the elbow mamish. He learns puship shot like Rabbeinu Peretz says. It's very possible that the language that says in Shulchan Aruch, Aval loi b'chatzi ho'etzem shesomuch la'shechi, is the loshon from the levush. But the real loshon that says in the Darkei Moshe Ha'oruch from the Ramo is v'tzorech lehoniach berosh horishon shel ho'etzem, which probably means the upper half of the arm. To be yoytze lechol hadeis, lechoira the eitza is, first of all, to make a tefillin should be small enough that from the titura until the end of the Avarto should not exceed the shear from the boser tafuach, full contracted bicep, until mid-humerus bone. And put the tefillin first in the lower half of the boser tafuach. Afterwards, put the tefillin in the upper half of the boser hatofuach, and no part of the tefillin should be lower than the mid-humerus bone. Later, when the Shulchan Aruch in Siman Lamed Dalet speaks about the hider of wearing Rashi in Rabbeinu Tam bevas achas, is mashma from the Mishneh Berurah, and azo is mashma from the Arizal, that he takes on the shitas agrol, that the entire kiboides is the mokom anochos tefillin, but Rashi should be in the upper half, and Rabbeinu Tam in the lower half. And like the Taz is masbir over there, b'shem his brother, the Rashi has to be b'mokom vadai, in Rabbeinu Tam b'Mokum Sofik, we see the Arizal is Machriya like the Rambam and Rashi that the Marpek and the Atzil is the Beis HaShechi, and the Shemoshe Rav that was Mekabel Plag Zroyo Ad Hu Atzil means the center of the arm until the Beis HaShechi. The Mishneh Brura brings down that he found Sefer HaTrumo that is mashma that the Bosor HaTafuch is only in the lower half, but in Sefer Or Yisrael writes the Dati Sefer HaTrumo Sfira Leide Bechol HaGoiva Muter, not like the Mishneh Brura learns in the Sefer HaTrumo, that rather the Sefer HaTrumo holds like the Gro.